Hey, what's going on guys? Tom here again, and today we're going to talk about the second best supplement that you can probably be taking for muscle gain. Next to whey protein, this is the most researched supplement you can take. So what I'm talking about is creatine monohydrate, right? So in short, you've probably heard about creatine before. What creatine does is, without getting too scientific, because I like to explain things just so you can understand it, you've basically got this thing in your muscle which is like an energy, right? It's like when you start the car, the motor. It's called mTOR. I'm not going to go too scientific, but what that is, it's called ATP for short. That's all you need to know. There's a long term for it called adenosine triphosphate. Basically, all that means is when you're working out, you have the first energy source, which is creatine, which is giving it the spark, right? So the only problem is with creatine is, well, let me start by saying it's not really a problem. Your body already makes it, so I just want to make that very clear, that it's not like a steroid or whatever, all these myths you might have heard. It's nothing like that, right? So your body already makes it, but it's an amino acid. It's a protein, right? So it's an amino acid. It's just a non-essential one. Your body doesn't make a lot of it, right? So the natural sources of creatine are mainly from meat. So like beef's really high, like your steaks and stuff, that's really high in creatine. But to be having like the beef every day like that, controversial whether there's some health benefits or not, right? But either way, to supplement creatine has got major benefits. There's so much evidence behind it now. It was first discovered back in like the 80s, and there's been so much research on it since. Like I say, it's probably, if it's close number second to whey protein as one of the best supplements to take if you're wanting to build muscle wise, So there is a small percentage of the population that do not respond to creatine at all. They'll take it, they'll have no effect whatsoever. That's a very small amount. Most people will get great results from creatine. Now, so the main thing is, again, this is the other thing I want to just tell you guys about, right? There's this myth, right, that you need to load it. I'm just going to break some of the myths. You need to load it. You don't need to load it. You don't need to do crazy amounts like 20 grams a day for 5 days. I've seen that before. All that's going to do is make you go to the toilet a lot. So 5 grams a day, 5 is more than enough. When to take it? Preference, doesn't matter. The research shows now, it doesn't matter when you take it. You can take it in the morning, take it in the afternoon, take it at night, take it before bed. Doesn't matter where you take it. The fact of the matter is, as long as you're getting 5 grams a day, you're going to be covered, right? So me personally, what I would suggest and what I do, I take the 5 grams before training, because to me, with my pre-workout, I have it with my pre-workout. To me, you want to load the muscle with creatine, and then when you go in, you get. To me, it just helps more with my strength. Like I can notice a massive difference within the first week of using creatine, and hopefully you guys will as well. So let me know in the comments if you've never tried it before. Trust me on it. Buy yourself some creatine and just wait for that first week. Say if you've hit a plateau with your strength and you want to just go up in more weight, trust me, start taking 5 grams a day. I think you'll see a significant difference, right? Me personally, I've just started 5 grams a day today. Speaking of which, so I did legs today. I wasn't really feeling it before I went, but I took my creatine, bang, it was just like, I had this energy rush. You could put it down to a little bit of placebo maybe, but the evidence is enough there to show that, and the science is there to show that it does do what it says it does, right? It's exactly what it says on the tin. So, like I say, 5 grams a day is fine. The only problem when people load it, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. You still will get results, but it is wasting your money. That's for sure. 5 grams a day for the first month is enough to saturate the muscle. The only difference is when you take higher doses, your body's only going to take in so much, so you're just going to excrete the rest. So you may as well just take 5 grams a day, and then you'll notice after 1 month, your muscles are going to be saturated with 5 grams a day in a month, just as much as if you used to load it a week, deload, and so much. So just be patient. Take the 5 grams a day, you'll be fine. Probably lastly, I'm going to talk about is just the source, right? So if you're going to buy creatine, there is so much out there, especially like here in the US, and in the UK it's probably just as bad as well. You can get crappy sources of creatine, right? And on the other end, you can get real expensive creatines. These companies have come out with now saying that, oh yeah, it's a different kind of creatine, it absorbs quicker and stuff like that, but what you want to do is make sure it's just not coming from places like China. The only problem is because if you ever tried creatine before, sorry, you may have found that you may have had like intestinal cramps, diarrhea a little bit. That's normally a sign that you've had a poor product, you know, or like poor ingredients. So if you're gonna buy it, make sure on the label it says it's made in the US, you know, and GMP certified, FDA registered. If you want to go a little bit above and beyond, that's the main thing to look out for. You can get a lot of stuff off Amazon. You can get creatine super cheap, but like I say, sometimes it's worth paying a little bit more. But it's super cheap. You're looking for anywhere from $20 to $30 for like 60 to 100 servings for a decent creatine. It's not expensive. It's really inexpensive. And like I just mentioned, there's all these other ones like creatine pyruvate and HCl, and don't listen to any of that. Creatine monohydrate is the best you can take. That's the most researched. It's the one that's proven the best. The only thing is with these other ones that these companies and brands have come out with is their claims of how quick it can be absorbed into the body, which is true. So they're not lying. These companies, it is absorbed quicker, these other forms. That's the only difference. It's about saying it's like the absorption. But there isn't any evidence to support that your body needs that. Does that make sense? Even though it gets these all quicker, let's say, that's true. But it's not a necessity. It doesn't mean that, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to get less results just because it's getting absorbed slower. You know, it doesn't. You're talking a fraction of a difference, like a 0.01% of a fraction of a difference. So stick with monohydrate, get a good quality source from it, and let me know how you get on. So creatine, absolutely amazing. So I hope this helps you, and I hope that just clears some of the myths. So some other things just to clear up real quick, just the end, right? Stuff where it's related to hair loss, complete bull. There's not enough evidence. The other people that have a link to hair loss have got like genetic tendencies. Sorry, excuse me. So they get rid of that one. Some other myths that I've heard before. I'm just trying to think now of some other myths that have been around for creatine, and that's the main one. Hair loss is another one, and stuff like, you know, like it's a steroid. Definitely not a steroid. You know, it's nothing at all like that. It's completely natural. Your body makes it. It's in foods. It's completely harmless. You know, there's some associations to liver damage. Again, there's not enough evidence to support that. You know, and all these other claims are pretty much don't have enough research to back it up. So don't worry too much about that. But yeah, I hope this helps you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. So take care. Train safe and train smart, man.